Morning. Today we are going to start with 2.5, the silver house. The silver house. There's a silver house in the lovely sky, as round as a silver crown. It takes 2 weeks to build it up and 2 to pull it down. There's a man who lives in the silver house in a lonely sort of way. But what is his name? Is no one knows or no one likes to say. Yet, when you go to bed tonight, just draw the window blind and peep out of the silver moon, this lonely man to find. But if his house is taken down and all the sky is bare, then go to bed because of course the poor man won't be there. Now, what is the introduction of this poem? The silver house. Just see. The introduction of the poem is the Silver House poem is written by the poet John Lee. The Silver House is a poem written by the poet John Lee that indirectly describes the phases of the moon. You know phases of the moon? Till 15 days slowly, when it is 1/4, you can say, slowly it goes big and turns into full moon. Then after again 15 days, slowly it goes down, and then the day when there is no moon, it is called as Amavasya, and when there is full moon, it is called as Purnima. So the poem describes a silver house which is as round as a silver crown in the sky, which in fact is nothing else but the moon. The poem gradually explains that the house, which actually is the moon, takes 2 weeks to build up and 2 weeks to pull down. I said 15 days means 2 weeks. 2 weeks it takes to be a full circle, and 2 weeks to that the moon is not seen at all, which is the time the moon takes to change from the new moon phase to the full moon phase. New moon means when the moon is not seen, and the full moon when the moon is being seen. Now what is he telling? There's a silver house in the lovely sky, as round as a silver crown. It takes 2 weeks to build it up and 2 weeks to pull it down. So what does this mean? The poet is comparing the silver house in the sky to the moon. What is the poet doing? He's comparing the silver house in the sky to a moon. He is describing the different phases of the moon, different shapes of the moon, as the time to build up and pull down. That what it is? The silver house. Next, there is a man who lives in the silver house in a lonely sort of way. But what is his name is no one knows or no one likes to say. The poet is talking about there's a man that is living in the silver house. And how come that no one knows or talks about that man? No one knows that a person is living over there, a man is living in that silver house on that moon. How come no one knows it? Next, yet when you go to bed tonight, just draw the window blind and peep out at the silver moon, this lonely man to find. The poet further advises us or telling us to draw the window blind at night, to close the window at night before calling it a day. Before the day enters in the morning, in order to see the lonely man, in order to see that man which is staying up on the moon over there. But if his house is taken down and all the sky is bare, then go to bed, because of course the poor man won't be there. John Lee, the poet, is stating us that if you cease to find, if you think that we can find the poor man in the sky, it is because the silver house. Why? Because of the silver house has been taken down. It has come down. The silver house will of course not be there. Why? Because due to the moon being in the new moon phase. Why the silver house could not be seen? Because of the moon which is not over there. New moon phase. No moon over there. So this is the poem, The Silver House. Over here the meaning that is given to you. Crown, a silver coin that was used in England in the past. Window blind, a protective covering for the window. That is, a window blind keeps out light. Taken down, pulled down, or dismantled. Now here there is some homework. What do the following words in the poem mean? Crown, round. What does crown means? In the poem, it is an ornament worn as a badge of royalty. In the poem, it is a princely ornament worn by badge of royalty. Other meaning, the topmost part of the head. Second one is given to you, round. What does round mean? Round in the poem means spherical, having gentle curves. Other meaning, you can say complete or whole part of anything. There are many other meanings, but I am saying only one. Next, that is draw. In the poem, it is to move something by pulling. And other meaning is to develop something, to draw a sketch. Blind in the poem means window coverings. Other meaning, unable to see. Now here, in each of the following line, for the second one, find 4 pairs of rhyming words from the poem. Which are the 4 pairs of the rhyming words? Crown, down, way, say, blind, find, bear, there. In each of the following lines, spot the sound that is used repeatedly. There is a silver house in the lovely sky. Which words are repeated? In each of the following lines, spot the sound that is used repeatedly again and again. The sound of the letter S is used repeatedly. Which sound? S. Or you can say as round as a silver crown. Second one, as round as a silver crown. In this, the sound of the letter A in the word as is used repeatedly. As, ASS. So A is repeatedly again and again. Third one, it takes 2 weeks to build it up and 2 weeks to pull it down. The sound of the letter T is used repeatedly in the words to, TWO2 and TO2. See here, the sound of the letter T is used repeatedly in the words TWO2 and TO2. The sound of the letter P is used repeatedly in the words UP, up, and PULL, pull, up and pull. Okay, next. What is implied in the following phrases or lines? A silver house in the lovely sky. What is implied? Over here, it is implied in the sentence that the silver house is actually the moon in the sky. What is the silver house in the lovely sky? It is nothing else but it is the moon in the sky. It takes 2 weeks to build it up. Means it is implied in this sentence that the 2 weeks that are used to build the silver house up are the weeks that are required for the moon to complete its journey from the new moon phase to the full moon phase, that is waning and waxing, and 2 to pull it down. Here it is said, and it is implied in this sentence that the period of 2 weeks in this sentence taken by the moon to change from the full moon phase to the new moon phase, that is waxing. Now you can make a presentation of the poem in the class. I'll give you some homework. You have to do that homework. Thank you. Have a great day. See here, the man in the moon came down too soon to ask the way to the Norwich. He went by the south and burnt his month with eating cold peas porridge. The man in the moon looked at the moon, and this is what he said. This time that now I'm getting up, all babies went to bed. So my dear children, these are the types of the poem. Nursery rhymes. So read the poem, recite it, as well as I'll give you some homework. Solve it in your notebook. Thank you. Have a great day.